Libra. Welcome to a love reading for May 2026. Let's see what is going on here. Oh, that's a good card for love, as well as the lovers. The first three cards I get are major arcana cards. What are the odds? This reading is for people who are single and looking. Oh my goodness gracious. I think this is going to be a good month or an eventful month, let me put it that way. 4 out of the 6 cards are major arcana cards, which make up the minority of cards in the tarot. So that's what I'm talking about with odds. The heart of the matter is the Sun card, which is a card that is connected to love. This is connected to the sign of Leo. And so it's a card of love and creativity, children, success, prosperity. There's so many different things that this represents, all the good stuff. And I like this particular version of the card. What is the name of this deck? Lightseers Tarot, something like that. What I like about it is that she's got her arms up, like she's absorbing the sun, but it's almost like she's welcoming those blessings. She feels worthy of receiving those blessings. So with this, in terms of love, it's like Leo, as a sign of confidence. And confidence means that we do feel worthy. I mean, true confidence, not cockiness or, arrogance. So you may be feeling a sense in May of, just in general, maybe in other areas of your life, maybe you're going to have successes in other areas. I've already put out horoscopes for May for your sign, Libra. So you can check out my channel for that if you're interested in my take on astrology. But this is something that is a very good omen, let's put it that way, for a love reading. In the past position, we have the Hangman. Well, this one suggests to me that for some of you, there may have been a particular person who was interested in you, or you were interested in them, but that maybe the timing was off or something, because this can be a card of being in limbo in some way, of waiting, but it's also a card of surrender. So it's almost like that thing in law of attraction, the art of allowing, when you finally stop trying to push something through and you can just sit back and accept, and also let go of expectations, that's when it all gels and it comes together in a big way. What crosses you is the Five of Wands. This is a card of competition. So it can be a card of, if you are maybe you are adverse to the whole dating scene and how it is. I was watching a video about people talking about their experiences using dating apps, and it was really fascinating in a perverse sort of way, because it was like how low frequency it is, how shallow it is. People just feeling like they can find something better, so they never commit to anything. And just the negative qualities that are conditioned by doing that sort of thing. So that could be kind of going on where, you're dating and you're trying to maybe you or the other person or both are dating multiple people, which isn't such a bad idea if you're really just dating and you're not trying to act like you're in a relationship, but you're really trying to get to know someone. But that sense of, if any kind of competitive issues creep up somehow, that it feels really yuck, For Libra people who have inner planets in Scorpio, this can be especially the case because you may have, and even like if your moon sign is in Scorpio or any of the water signs, but even a sign like Taurus, which has a tendency to get possessive with people, because Libra is an air sign, so you tend to be very, very like detached and not prone to jealousy in and of yourself. But with these other influences, it could change that a little bit. And then it could be kind of awkward because you might have a tendency to fall too quickly for someone. And then if they're dating other people because, you don't have a committed relationship, it's only at the beginning stages, that might be really problematic for you. And then it kind of throws off the rest of the relationship. You might feel like kind of resentful that person, what's wrong with me? Why can't they commit? Well, because you've only been dating 3 weeks. That's why. And the truth is that you don't have to compete with anyone. There's no competition. If something is meant for you, I do believe that it's going to find you. And if someone is meant for you, they're not going to, it's almost like nobody else exists except for you. The higher message is the Lover's card. Of course, this is a card of love, but intimacy. That's why they tend to, in these tarot decks, if they're showing people for the Lover's card, they tend to show them naked because it's like that raw, naked vulnerability. And it's also a card of commitment. It's also connected to Gemini, by the way. But it can be a card of choice. And it's not just a choice between two people or whether or not you should be, if you just got divorced, whether you should be dating again or you should wait. But even within yourself, a choice of whether or not you're going to commit to true intimacy. If you're, rather than stay on the surface of life, because you don't want the emotions to get too heavy, too intense. And then it ends up being too superficial. Also, I feel like in some cases, this may be a question of choosing happiness, choosing to feel worthy, like I pointed out with the Sun card. Because even, sometimes people do attract love into their life and they repel it because they can't handle it. They think there's something wrong with this person. They think I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. What's wrong with this person? What's coming in is the Ace of Pentacles. This, aces are beginnings, and pentacles tend to be practical things like new jobs and a windfall of money, something like that. But it could be a relationship with an earth sign. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Capricorn can be the sign that you may have had a past history with if you've ever dated an earth sign, because you're both cardinal signs. So you tend to have the same way of approaching life, even though you're completely different elements, earth versus air. So, but it could be just in general for anybody, a relationship that is grounded in practicality. meaning that it's not just flowers and unicorns. It's something that could stand the test of time, and that it's realistic. And that some people say, who wants a realistic relationship? I want something from a Harlequin romance. Well, that can be one of those immature types of Delulu fake relationships, you know. And the outcome is the Empress. Oh, I didn't even think about this because this is connected to love. Oh my goodness, under the Lover's card. This card is connected to the planet Venus. And it is, the two signs that this is connected to are therefore Taurus and Libra. I actually got into it with someone online because I really had read that it was Taurus and not also Libra. And then I finally saw something where they included Libra, because I say this is the Earth Mother energy, and you can see growing something. It's also the artist. It's a good money card as well. But the thing about what I was, about the mother aspect is the Sun card is also about children. So for some of you, and this is not just for women, this can be for men of a certain age, probably especially around the time of the first Saturn return or shortly thereafter, where you really feel like, okay, I'm no longer a kid. I've done all that stuff and now I'm ready to settle down or whatever. Maybe you're 35 or something, but whatever the age, some people feel ready to have children in their early 20s, whatever it is, or 40s. You may be looking for a person that you think would be a good co-parent. In the past, you may have, like the Lover's card, been mostly concerned about, are they good looking? Are they sexy? What's our physical chemistry? And now you may have different criteria. So that can be one possibility of why this is so important. If you're somebody who is like not interested in having kids, or you're that ship has sailed, you're on the older side, then it can be something where you are looking for actual love. Maybe in the past you were in relationships for different reasons. And, some people have said, I have never fallen in love before. And they really want to experience it. And I'm sure some of them are even Libra individuals. It sounds hard to believe, but it's true. So it's just very nice to see. I mean, you have these three cards in the major arcana, they're all associated with love. So anyway, I hope that May is that kind of vibe for you, Libra. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, I do all kinds of astrological readings as well as personal tarot readings. I have package deals that include more than one reading, including the tarot. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.